Welcome back to Mental Math. At first glance, this question seems trivial. Infinity minus infinity. Surely the answer must be 0, right? But what if I told you the answer could also be 5, or -5, or even infinity itself? This simple expression hides a profound concept in mathematics. Let's first address the most common intuition. The idea that infinity minus infinity is 0 comes from treating infinity like a regular number. But it's not. Infinity is a concept representing a process of endless growth. To understand why, we need to ask, are these two infinities the same? Are they growing at the same rate? This is the heart of the matter. In calculus, expressions like infinity minus infinity are called indeterminate forms. This doesn't mean they have no answer. It means we have to do more work to find the answer because the form itself doesn't give away the result. Let's construct a scenario where the answer is, in fact, 0. Consider the limit as x approaches infinity of the quantity x minus x. As x gets larger and larger, the first x goes to infinity, and the second x also goes to infinity. This gives us our infinity minus infinity form. However, before we take the limit, we can simplify inside the parentheses. X minus x is simply 0. The limit of a constant is just that constant. So, in this case, the answer is 0. Now, let's see how we can get a result of 5. Consider this limit. As x approaches infinity, the square root of x squared plus 10x approaches infinity, and the second term, x, also approaches infinity. We again have the infinity minus infinity form. A standard technique for dealing with limits involving square roots is to multiply by the conjugate. This helps eliminate the square root by using the difference of squares formula. So we multiply and divide our expression by the conjugate, which is the square root of x squared plus 10x plus x. The numerator now has the form ae minus b times I plus b. Applying the difference of squares formula, this simplifies the numerator to x squared plus 10x minus x squared. Notice that the x squared terms in the numerator cancel out. This leaves us with 10x in the numerator. At this point, we have an infinity over infinity form. To solve this, we can divide both the numerator and the denominator by the highest power of x in the denominator, which is just x. So we divide every term by x. To bring the x inside the square root in the denominator, we must square it. So x becomes the square root of x squared. This gives us the square root of x squared over x squared plus 10x over x squared. Simplifying the fractions, we get this final expression. Now, as x approaches infinity, the term 10 over x approaches 0. Substituting this in, we get 10 divided by the quantity square root of 1 plus 0 plus 1. This simplifies to 10 divided by 1 plus 1, which is 10 over 2. And so, the result is 5. The same form, infinity minus infinity, yields a completely different answer. By simply flipping the terms, we can even arrive at a negative result. Let's consider the limit of x minus the square root of x squared plus 10x. This is again an infinity minus infinity form. We use the same conjugate multiplication technique as before. We multiply and divide by x plus the square root of x squared plus 10x. The numerator becomes x squared minus the quantity x squared plus 10x, which simplifies to negative 10x in the numerator. The denominator is essentially the same as in the previous case. Following the exact same steps of dividing all terms by x, we arrive at the expression negative 10 divided by 1 plus the square root of 1 plus 10 over x. As x tends to infinity, 10 over x goes to 0. This simplifies to negative 10 over 2. giving a result of -5. This further proves that the result depends on the structure of the expression. Can infinity minus infinity equal infinity itself? Let's investigate. Consider the limit of x squared minus x. Here, one infinity, x squared, seems to be growing much faster than the other, x. The standard technique here is to factor out the highest power of x. Factoring out x squared gives us x squared times the quantity, 1 minus 1 over x. As x goes to infinity, the term 1 over x approaches 0. The expression inside the parentheses therefore approaches 1. We are left with the limit of x squared as x approaches infinity. And this, of course, is infinity, the stronger infinity, 1. Let's build a visual intuition for why x squared minus x tends to infinity. We will plot the two functions, y equals x squared and y equals x. The blue curve is the parabola y equals x squared. The green line is y equals x. The difference between them is the vertical distance. As we move to the right, notice how the gap between the blue curve and the green line widens dramatically. The quadratic function grows far more rapidly than the linear one. This visual gap, which represents their difference, grows without bound. This confirms our earlier result that the limit is infinity. So, what is the final answer? Infinity minus infinity is not a number. It is a competition between two quantities, both growing without bound. The outcome depends entirely on the relative rates at which these two infinities approach their limit. We have seen that the result can be 0, 5, -5, infinity, and with slight modifications, any real number you can imagine. This is why it is called an indeterminate form. The form itself does not determine the answer. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this exploration, give it a like and subscribe for more. See you next time.